So I got an email today of a Substack post by someone whom I knew when I was working on Capitol Hill to be a representative of Facebook. I don't want to name the person. She's a nice lady, and she was actually very helpful to me in certain ways. But her email today was about free speech and how she noted she grappled regularly with the difference between free speech and doing harm. So, just a quick commentary. There is no circumstance by which honoring the principle of free speech causes harm to anyone. Societies are not harmed by free speech. One of the big reasons we're grappling with this issue right now, amongst many, and this isn't the worst one, is that we have this concept of society. Society, in one sense, is a useful way to understand what's happening collectively in a culture once you take all the factors into account. That's a good way to think of society. The quite dangerous way to think through society is the idea that there is anyone who can form and control or direct a society except God himself. Now, we live in a godless culture right now. People really believe that they make their decisions on their own, that the origin of the universe was through some material chance process, by happenstance, and all of that is absurd thinking. It's truly absurd, and I'm glad to argue that with anyone who'd like to do so. Society can only be controlled by God himself. Anybody else that tries to control society through influence and speech and the attempts to gather up large groups of people to get things done, when they think they control society by these means, they're quite absurdly wrong. Can you influence society with these efforts? Absolutely. But the very thing that causes people to be concerned about harm in free speech is exactly the impetus towards totalitarianism that they seek to oppose. For example, MAGA people are being shut down and will be shut down in every platform other than X in this day and age, because those platforms are concerned that Donald Trump is a fascist Hitler dictator that's going to take over the universe. Donald Trump's not even capable of doing that. All of his followers, of whatever character or nature they are, cannot do that. But if these people are able to shut down that speech of MAGA Trump supporters, they also cannot do that. Look what did happen with X. What we're seeing is the convergence of people who feel like they can change societies. Societies get changed by internal means, not by external ones. And in fact, one of the great truths about what's happening in the West right now is that at our core, we still have that Judeo-Christian ethic that informs and directs so much of what we think. Issues of morality, issues of charity, issues of even proper governance, where people are taken care of or treated fairly. All these concepts, however twisted they are in their current forms, come from that Judeo-Christian ethic. So when you are seeing social media companies, governments, even a Trump supporter, a group of Trump supporters doing this or that thing that seems out of whack, it's because the core yet has not changed. Otherwise, there would be no disturbance. So I say this to say, keep doing your free speech. Keep speaking what you think. Don't worry about the potential harm that anyone can cause, whether you agree with them or not, because that's irrelevant. What is relevant is that the principle of free speech, by means in the United States of the supporting of the First Amendment in its absolutist terms, is what can protect a society.